Senator Tim Scott, thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for joining us.
Absolutely.
You are the first popularly elected black senator from the South since Reconstruction. That puts you at a very influential, historic, figure. I mean, I know you've got just a job to do like any other senator, but that's particularly meaningful, is it not?
Certainly it is. It says a lot about who we are as a nation and where we've come from and where we're going, I think. I'll tell you that sitting in the seat that I sit in, it really reflects on the evolution of the average voter in the South, specifically in South Carolina. I ran for Congress against the son of Strom Thurmond in the location where the first shot of the Civil War was heard. And the voters in that congressional district elected me to be their Congress member. It tells me that the human heart continues to evolve and that the transformative power that exists in life is real. And as much as it is a blessing for me to serve, it says so much more about the very people who allowed me to serve by voting for me. So I'm excited about the success and the distance that we have crossed as a nation and specifically as a state. It just says so much about where we are and where we could go, what's possible.
You mentioned South Carolina, in your district is near where the first shots of the Civil War were fired. I think, a lot of people have this idea of South Carolina, that maybe if they haven't visited, of being, this is just a part of the Deep South.
Yes.
But it is, in particularly, it has a lot of significance for African American history and culture. This is a port. Talk about some of those parts of the African American experience that you see that are reflected in your district.
So there's a street called Market Street in downtown Charleston, which is a very historic street. Charleston's home to tourism in a way that very other locations is not. The number one tourist destination in the nation, 4 years running, I believe, is Charleston, South Carolina. And the epicenter of a lot of that activity is Market Street. Well, what is Market Street? Market Street is the place where between 40 and 50% of all slaves that came into this country came to Market Street. It was the place where you marketed black people. To think about that place at that time and where we are today, it is hard not to understand and appreciate the pain, the suffering, the challenges, the disgust, and now the brilliance, the life, the vitality, and the hopefulness that is hardwired into one location where people from around the world come to visit, just to walk on a street where there were places where you had human souls, human beings on auction. That is just devastating to think about, tragic. And at the same time, to look forward, fast forward a couple of 100 years, and to understand the power of change, to understand the power of hope, to understand the pain and the suffering that went into this journey that has been taken, that makes me possible. I always say, because it's true, that I literally stand on the shoulders of giants who paid such a high price so that I could represent the first district of the United States, of South Carolina in the United States Congress, and now in the entire state. So it is not lost on me, the pain, suffering, sacrifice, nor is it lost on me the growth, the tremendous transformation, and the wonderful power that is possible within human beings, within each of us.